Imagine everything that's on your computer, everything from pictures to home videos. If you don't have a backup, all of that information will be gone.
The majority of computer users will deal with the reality of lost data at some point, though it doesn't have to be that way. Today we'll be learning more about the importance of backing up. Is this something we can do ourselves, or is it best left to professionals?
So if you want it to be done consistently and regularly, doing it yourself manually is not really an option. There are a lot of applications and a lot of solutions that are out there that will allow you to do it. Apple's a great example. It has a built-in app called Time Machine. It's wonderful. It even provides what's called versioning, so you can have different versions of the same application. So the solutions are out there. They are relatively easy in many cases, but they're just not even being used, or they're not even being used properly.
How often should you back up?
So someone who's using a computer mostly for gaming and the internet probably won't need to back up quite as often, but someone who's doing work, including schoolwork, may want to even do anything from weekly to even daily backups.
How do you decide what you need to back up?
If you only back up data, then no, you don't really need to back up everything. But don't forget, data is not the only thing, or information isn't the only thing that needs to be backed up. Everything from your settings, so that perfect background picture that you set up, all the shortcuts, all the applications that you installed. Typically, it takes anywhere between 1 and 5 days to get a computer back up and running to exactly the same way it was prior to any kind of failure.
What kind of equipment is required for a backup?
Here we have a 2 gig USB key. The advantage with these units is they're small, they're extremely portable. As you can see, they can even be worn around the neck. The disadvantage of these are typically speed and as well total storage capacity. Next, here we have what's called a portable external hard drive. Very thin, very light, and requires no additional adapters except for the USB connection. As we go along, we have the same type of device here, but for a larger, more sedentary solution. The advantage of this is the cost per gigabyte or per amount of space is significantly less. The penalty that you're going to have to pay is you do have a power adapter that's required. Next up the list, this is what's called a NAS, network attached storage. This plugs directly into your network, in most cases a router, and this would allow all the computing devices, whether it's an iPhone or a computer, to access the information that's here. Next up the list is what we call a home server. Now the advantage with a home server is you usually have at least 4 bays, 1, 2, 3, 4 bays. It usually comes with one where the software is installed, and then you can have multiple drives, either to add capacity or in some cases to duplicate certain information on one of the other drives. So this way, even if one drive fails, at least your critical information will be available on a secondary solution. Other advantages of a solution like this is they provide external access to your information. So you stored your pictures from your latest vacation, grandma and grandpa want to see those pictures, not a problem. Give them your website, give them a username and password, and they have access to those pictures that you've given them access to.
Do you have any tips and tricks to keep in mind when it comes to a backup?
Well, the first and probably most important tip is actually check that your backup worked. A second tip would be always keep your media, or at least one copy of your media, at a secondary location. The last thing that you should remember is any medium, whether it's metallic or plastic, has a lifespan. So just remember any critical or valuable things like pictures, don't forget to transfer them to a new media. The advantage of them transferring towards a new device or a new product is that they'll be smaller, they'll be cheaper, and you can store a lot more information 10 years from now.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.